Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for supporting the Mindset Elevator. I appreciate you guys. I respect you guys and respect and really appreciate your presences here. I'm going to get into it about these haters that we know all too well. All right. These people who come in our lives and they're here to wreak havoc. They're here to spread jealousy. They're here to spread envy. They're here to create stoppages. I'm going to get into it. Plus we have a Q&A. All right. We have a Q&A session. If you guys want to ask me some questions. And of course, let's keep the questions on par with being respectful. Nothing derogatory. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can for the time I'm going to be here. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Angela B, hope you're doing well. Hey, India. Hey, everybody. Hey, Kennedy. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Media AirPod. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. You guys really invigorate me quite a bit. When I'm on here, I feel really enthusiastic, very energetic. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. You know what's so interesting? When I was growing up, I absolutely detested the color green. I don't know what it was, but as a child, I hated the color green. And as I got older, I don't know, I started to feel very good about the color. You grow up and things switch sometimes, right? Even perspective. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I respect all of you guys. I appreciate your time. I'm going to get into this live stream. Once again, throw at me any questions you guys might have either about myself or thoughts that I might have about concepts in general from maybe what I cover here or what you guys are going through potentially as well. I'll try to get to as many questions as I can, of course, for the time that I'm going to be on here for. Please don't be upset if I can't get to your question or if I can't respond to everybody because I just want to keep the live stream pushing as well, right? Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, David, hope you're doing well. Thing about haters is that haters are going to hate. That's their natural ways of being. That's their tendencies. That's just what they do. You probably have had many haters in your life come and go, right? You may have had people who seem to be rocking with you initially, and then they turned into a hater, and then it makes you question all the interactions you had with this person. Or if it's a family member, like, when did this happen? When did they turn out to be an enemy of mine or a hater of mine, right? Like, what's going on here? Haters are going to hate. They're going to do what they do best, right? If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If it's a hater, if they look like a hater, if they're behaving like a hater, if they say condescending things that seem haterish, they're probably a hater, right? There's not really many excuses or reasons why somebody who clearly, is around you, watching you go up, why they'd be acting a certain way every single time they're around you. Why would that be? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. They're a hater. And haters are going to hate. They're going to do what they do best, which is spread misery to people who they're either jealous of or envious of or in competition with. This is what haters do. They're going to hate. There's nothing we could really do to mitigate that. Media, thank you for the positivity. I really appreciate that. Yep. Yashika says they're just haters, fake friends and neighbors. Yep. The neighbors one really unsettles me quite a bit. I grew up having a very, 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 very foul hater in my childhood home right next door. Terrible woman, terrible, absolutely dreadful individual. So I always felt weird when your neighbor is a hater. The person that you live beside or people in the neighborhood hate on you. It's very unsettling because you probably pay your rent or property taxes. This is your house, this is your dwelling, or it could be an apartment complex, condo complex. Why is it that these neighbors are hating? They watch the comings and goings, they see where you live, who comes, who goes, looking out the peephole, looking out their windows. It seems creepy, but that's how they learn to hate on you, or that's how they become haters. Because they're watching you, they're watching your life, they're watching what you have, where you go, where you work, who comes in, who goes out, comings and goings, car in the driveway. They watch a lot of aspects of your life. Anybody can be really a hater, but haters are going to do what they do best. And it's almost like they do it to a fault. It's kind of like that's just what they do. That's their practice. That's what they live by. Kind of like just sailing through life, hating on any which person that comes into their midst. hating on anybody that has a different mindset, anybody that has a different way that they move. It's kind of like haters just do that. That's it. Doesn't matter, different faces, different places, they go by the same thing, right? When they start seeing people who they feel inferior to, they're going to show that hate. They're going to show that loathing that they have, and understand too that that loathing is actually, something within themselves that is unsettled or isn't correct. There's something in their own lives that's not going right, or something that's botched or out of place in their own life. But then they have to look at somebody to blame. They have to look at somebody to hate on, or somebody to get mad at or fight with. And what it really is that they're fighting with themselves. You know what I mean? They're fighting with themselves. They don't like themselves, and they don't like people who like themselves. They don't like people who are confident, who are courageous, who are go-getters. A lot of these individuals are the opposite of that. And even if they are that, they still feel for some reason some kind of inferiority when it comes to you. They might show that they feel insecure about what you have going on, even if they have a lot of great things going on too. So it's not just people who are not making moves or who are not doing anything with their lives. It could be somebody who has their own stuff, like they made their own path, but they're distracted by your path, or they're distracted by how you move. It's interesting. Oh, media, the Q&A is right now. Whenever you guys want to ask any questions right now, you guys can shoot, go for it. Take it away, whatever questions you might have. If you guys want my opinion on something, of course, if you guys are looking for any kind of like medical advice or anything that goes beyond the scope of what I could provide, I can't really help with those things, right? Or those concepts. But generally speaking, I'd love to offer my opinion. Definitely. Here on the Mindset Elevator, I love to have good conversations. I like to have real conversations, when it comes to the superficial things, it's just not my thing. It's not the way that I get down. I like to have deeper conversations, talk about things a little bit that are, beneath the surface, things that are different, deeper, realer, right? So, yep. Hey, James, thank you. Thank you. Hey, Margaret, happy to see you here. Yeah, Brittany says the funniest thing is I totally removed myself too now. They literally have to beg me to come around so they can hate on me. No, I'm good. And I've had those instances too, Brittany, going around certain folks. I've been invited out to places and openly hated on. And you can tell that you're being treated differently than everybody else in the room. And it seems unjust. It doesn't make sense. It's unwarranted as well. You pulled up like everybody else pulled up. So why are you getting the mistreatment, or why are you being looked at funny? They asked you to come around a lot of the times. You didn't beg, you didn't plead, you didn't cry. They wanted you to around so they could hate on you, or they could watch you more closely in front of them and size you up a little bit. These individuals, they'll call you around, and that's the eerie thing about a hater. They will pretend that they're on your side, or they'll pretend like they're really rocking with you. But in all actuality, they have a bone to pick with you, or there's something about the way you move they're jealous of. They want to size you up. They want to compete with you. They'll invite you around, then try to make you feel small, like you don't exist, or that you're insignificant compared to the lot of them. And it's kind of like, I didn't ask for this. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be. These individuals are haters, right? These individuals could literally despise a lot of things about you and still need you around because your energy is on point. It's kind of interesting. Like, you could be doing all the right things, be a very well-rounded individual, and still it's like people have a bone to pick with you. And you normally act accordingly. You probably stay away from individuals or people or situations that do not serve you. So when it's like, you going around folks, you giving the courtesy, it's like you're being courteous at this point to even entertain certain situations. And then people try to make it seem like you're a nobody, or, oh, they don't need you, and things like that. It's kind of like a power trip. It's an ego feeder. And it's toxic, certainly toxic for sure. Yep. Right. Hey, Josh, how are you doing? Yeah, India says, why do they ignore our text messages? It's all ego. Like, unless there's something wrong with their phone died, they didn't pay their bill. They're not near Wi-Fi service, which is highly unusual, really, these days, then why? Especially if you know there's something off, like with you and them at this current time. If you feel like there's something off about the way you guys are communicating, whoever this person might be to you, and then you're trying to communicate with them and they don't want to talk to you for no reason, or sometimes like you need their response. Like you need to know something. They need to tell you something. You need to have information so you can act accordingly. And then they just kind of go ghost and they don't want to give you any answers. They don't want to clarify anything. It's like it feeds their ego. Like there'll be people where you call them and they'll never answer the phone, but then they call you. Like it must be that way where they can call you and you got to pick up the phone. But it's like when you call them, they don't want to pick up the phone. I've seen this. It's kind of like a power trip. That's my opinion, India. A power trip, like an ego feeder. They know that you're calling. They know what it's about. They know what it is. But it's like they're dodging to give themselves a rise or a kick out of the circumstance. And I've seen this happen too in romantic situations or potential romantic situations where you could be talking to somebody and they just act like they don't know you or everything's going well and they start to ghost you or they start to act funny towards you, but then they flip-flop and they're not very consistent in how they really feel, or the feelings that they're projecting are shaky. But most often I think it's an ego feeder. When people don't want to link you up anymore, don't want to answer, you didn't do nothing. Right. So what, and then there's no reasonable explanation for why it's involving you. You may see that they are interacting with other people, hanging with other folks, texting, calling other folks. Clearly they have time. They're not tied up. It's kind of like with you, they move a little bit different. I believe it's about the ego and it's superficial. Yeah, Chad says haters will always hate. You could be minding your own business and you may not even have everything lined up and you're still going to have a hater because you're doing something right. You're doing something correct. There are people around you. You're going to see people around you who hate on your progression. They hate the fact that you have something to look forward to. They hate the fact that you have beautiful, plans on the way, beautiful circumstances. Everything's lining up. Everything's looking really good now these days for you. And that will cause a hater to come knocking at your door, with some mess, drama, unwarranted circumstances, things that you don't want to be a part of. It could be even things that you're literally not involved in. It's like you're just doing your own thing. And we have haters come out acting out of whack, acting as though, you did something to them or they don't like you or they got a problem with you and they want to fight you. And it's kind of like, I'm doing my own thing. It comes down to people being a hater, people being envious, people being jealous, people being warish, people being insecure, don't like their own lives. Haters are going to hate. They're going to hate. Mhm. Right. Exactly. And Cam, nice to see you. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that there, Cam. Thank you. Josh, what type of dog do you have? I feel like you've said it before, but I don't really recall. I know it's some kind of mix, right? It's like a mixed dog or a mixed breed. I think so. I think you were the one that said that a few months ago. Yeah, Kevin says they be hating for no good reason to us. A lot of us have been good to them. We're not even trying to trouble these people. We're not going out of our way to cause a disruptance, but they manufacture drama because that's their entertainment. That's just kind of what they dig. That's what they do, right? Especially, and I've noticed that the biggest haters are not making any moves, right? Not even trying, not even attempting. It doesn't have to be popping, but at least get the preliminary steps going, right? A lot of these individuals, they sit around. They sit around and they hate and they stalk and they lurk and they spy. And then that's their job. That's all they do. And you don't see any individual moves, any elevation on their own path. It's kind of like that all got distorted because they're more focused on watching what you're doing and hating on it. But at least you're doing something, right? And that's what gets me irritated, about haters. It's kind of like, well, You can do big things too. You can be doing something awesome with your life as well. So why do you sit around? Why is the recourse that you find here is just to sit around and hate, or sit around, talk smack, or wish, try to have ill intentions for individuals around you? Like, where's that going to get you? You know, how does that elevate you? How does that help you to be better? It doesn't, right? These individuals, once again, this is just my opinion. I'm going to say it straight. People who hate the hardest are not doing anything with their lives. That's what I see. And there's no excuse. Anybody can get up and make anything happen, right? Especially if you have the drive and the wit and the courage to do it. It's not about always all the resources. You have to have the heart, you have to have the mind, you have to want to do it. And that's how you are set apart from a lot of people around you. You have the heart, you have the willpower to get whatever you want done, right? And individuals will be lurking on your life. These haters, they don't have that same ambition, or they don't have that same drive, or they don't care that much. A lot of them too are clout chasers as well. So what's it to them to be real and to go up? They're not thinking about being real or doing concrete things. They're just thinking about how they're going to floss in front of somebody for the day, right? Or for the week. That's just my opinion. It's kind of like superficial, fleeting energy. There's nothing concrete, there's nothing lingering, there's nothing substantial, right? It's kind of like just clout chasing day to day, or pretending to be somebody that you're not day to day. That does not help you rise. That makes you more confused. That disorients you further, right? To pretend, right? But then these haters are actually really hating. This is their life. This is what they live by: hating, spreading negative energy, and pretending to be a certain way when they're not, right? So it certainly cannot be good for the brain. I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, but that cannot be good for the brain. I'm just deducing it to that. It can't be good, right? Where, you see people going up around you, and instead of being a supporter or just staying away, you got to be around to like cause drama or to start mayhem of some kind of variety. And it's just like, where is that helping you go? I'm going up regardless, but how is that helping you? Like in your life, as I'm looking at it, how is that helping you? How are you getting ahead when you partake in these activities? Like, how is this making you better? When you spread that hate, you're showing what your heart looks like. You're showing what you really feel inside about yourself and people around you. And there's enough space for everybody to go up, but you got to go up with the right heart space, with the right mindset. It's those things that will stick, right? So it's interesting for sure. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. Right. Yeah. India says they make excuses as to why they can't be great or why they can't do more. They always say they're not going to do all of that. I guess that's what you meant to say. They're not going to do all that, right? But you will. I know a lot of you guys here are go-getters in your own right. You guys do your own thing. You guys stay out of the way. You guys have been dealing with a lot of issues, life circumstances, just like I have. We've all had to deal with issues and circumstances that are pretty much beckoning for us to fail, beckoning us to stop, beckoning us to slow down and to give up. And that's the thing about us, is that we don't give up. And where there's a will, there's a way. And we always find a way. And we always rise to the occasion. We surpass all expectations in due time, right? And we understand that there's no competition, there's no drama, there's no nonsense. In our lives, we need our path clear. We need to have clear spaces, safe spaces for us to grow, cultivate wonderful things to happen for ourselves, right? So it's like, we want to make sure that we are doing general housekeeping in our lives as well, taking stock of what is not serving us anymore, what we may want to implement, right? That's just a side note for sure. But haters are going to hate. All right. People are going to be in your life simply and solely to hate on you. Nothing else. They don't have nothing else to offer to you. All they have are fighting words or fighting stances or negative statements to make about your elevation. And it's all very, it can make you feel down. It can make you feel uncomfortable. right? Because a lot of times you're just trying to build yourself up. And it's clear that individuals are trying to break you down. And they're trying to break you down with that hate or with that negativity that they might throw your way. But this negativity that they throw your way, it does not do anything to you. If anything, it probably invigorates you to do more, to go higher. These individuals are always left with this adverse effect, where their tactics or ploys or what they try to instill in your life did not transpire. It didn't happen like that. Instead, they're left with the symptoms and the feeling of discomfort and anxiety and feeling shaky. Why? Because they know that they did too much to you. And now they're living the same misery that they tried to put in your world, right? Haters are going to hate. These individuals, it's kind of like they gave up, right? They gave up on themselves. So what's it to them to terrorize society? What's it to them to spread negativity? They gave up a long time ago. Think about it. If they didn't give up, or if they did have a positive outlook on life and was not pessimistic and was not negative, why do they go out and perpetrate these acts? Why do they do that? If you're so secure, you're so good, you're so on point with your life and your state of affairs, why do you seek to destroy? Why do you seek to maim, to hurt, to stop, to sabotage if you're good? So you really have to think about if they're really good or not. Yep. Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for the positive vibes, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys so much. I'm really appreciative. And, it's December 2024. This year has been wild. I will say that. But I do love life. You know what I mean? I love life, and I learned a lot of lessons this year, as I learn every year, And, that saying that they say, new year, new me. It's not like that. That's so unrealistic. It can happen. Certainly, you could just drop bad habits cold turkey, change cold turkey. It could seem like that for sure. But at the end of the day, you got to be willing with every year that comes to you. Use these new years to continue to add to your roster, to continue to elevate yourself, because it's not always going to happen overnight. Elevation is a lifelong thing. It's not something that just transpires, January 1st, right? Okay, new me. No, there's implementation that needs to be done. There's, taking stock of your life that needs to be done. There's certain steps you may have to do in order to get to the glory, in order to get to your blessings. So it's not just like things change just like that. Every single year that goes by, every time December comes, I get very reflective, And so one thing that doesn't change though, and that's another point that I wanted to make, one thing that will never change with each passing year is the hate. Is the hate in the world, It's like it's minuscule. It's almost non-existent, it feels sometimes, right? The love being what you would choose to share, what you would choose to spread, but it's kind of like that hate. It never ends, with each passing year, it seems to ramp up, or it seems to get worse or more potent, right? That's one thing that never changes, where people have cold hearts or people have bad intentions, that never changes. That's something that just seems to deepen and seems to get a lot more spooky and a lot more eerie and unsettling, right? Where people have a lot of hate and people have a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy, a lot of competition. 2025 is going to be the same thing in regards to that, especially when you're continuing to elevate yourself, especially when you're continuing to get higher in life. You're going to see the hate ramp up in your life, right? You'll get love too, no doubt. You'll get love. You'll be showered with love. You'll be showered with affection and blessings, no doubt. That won't change either, right? But, there is that hate, and haters are going to hate. It's just going to be people around you. They always seem melancholy. They always seem like they have a fighting stance. They always have something to say, some problem with you, some problem, something wrong. Nothing's ever right. Nothing's ever going to be right. In their minds, nothing's ever going to be right. Everything's just too problematic for them, and they just can't cope with life. They can't cope with you. Yep. Right. Exactly. Evelyn says School of Life. And by the way, everybody, I'm going to be on here for a little bit longer. So if you guys have any questions you guys want to ask, um, as long as they're PG, of course, they have to be appropriate questions for me to answer, but go for it. Definitely, everybody. I want to say thank you guys for your positive vibes all the time, positive vibes, uplifting natures. Thank you guys so much. You're going to have a hater or two. You may have a few more, a lot of haters around you. These individuals all have the same faces. They have the same tendencies. They're spies. These individuals lurk so much. It's so unsettling. No horror movie that's fictional. Obviously, most horror is fictional. Most horror movies are fictional. But no fictional tale I've seen or I've read comes as close to what is really scary, what's real. Sometimes what's real is scary. Sometimes what people really will do is scary in real life, in real time. Nothing compared to the movies that's rehearsed, that's orchestrated. But there are individuals that are among us who just hate. All they do, all they spread is negativity. They don't have nothing else to offer. So you might as well boogie or put it and create a distance, because these individuals will add nothing to your life. They'll add nothing. They will not invigorate you. They will not inspire you. They will make you feel trepidation. They'll make you feel concerned. Sometimes they'll make you feel afraid, because these individuals, when haters hate, they do bad things sometimes. These individuals, they'll pop off. They'll do things that if they hadn't been hating, would not have done. That jealous spirit comes out in people, and they'll, what's the word? Like they'll try to press you, right? Because they have that much hate. But it's not really hate towards you specifically. I doubt that a lot of these individuals who might show hater tendencies, I highly doubt that a lot or most of them truly hate your guts, like you did something to them and that's why they're hating on you. It's very rare that it's like that, in my opinion. I feel like it's more so a self-loathing, right? Where you're kind of like a mirror to these individuals. You are doing your own thing, shining your own way, independent. A lot of these haters, they're not independent. They're still dependent. They're still codependent, very dependent on other people, right? So when they see somebody who's independent, has their own mind, does their own things, they feel inferior to these individuals. They feel intimidated by these people. So they attack. They will attack you because you have your own thing going on. And you don't need to be told what to do. You don't need to be told how to move, right? You move the way you want to move. And there's beauty in that. There's respect in that, right? So a lot of these haters, they're very codependent, and they tend to be spies. They tend to be people who just lurk on your life. They swear they can't stand you. They swear they hate you, but they'll watch you a lot. They'll lurk on your life a lot. They'll even report you to other people because other people want to know about you. It's kind of like that sometimes. It's just really crazy where the hate actually is contagious. The hate spreads, and the hate is, problematic because it can cause stoppages and it can cause distractions as well in everybody's life in these circumstances. Everybody, right? But mostly them. At least with you, like you bounce back, you stay focused, you revert back to your, the way you move. But to them, it's like they stay in this obsessive state or this hamster wheel energy, where it's like they won't stop. They will not stop until some force stops them, or if something tells them, or, unless they're knocked off their feet or something like that, where individuals, like, they would never stop unless something divine or some kind of intervention forced them to stop. These individuals, sometimes they have no shame. They will keep going at you. They'll go after people. They will stalk people. They will, do things to society, do things to civilians in society to show their hate, to show their loathing. But the hate is very rarely with them to you. It's not like you did something to them. It's just you being you is a reflection that they're not them, or they're not doing their own thing. It's like you expose people, and a lot of times it's like they feel angry about it. They're not happy about it. They're not happy with the way that they feel exposed. But haters are going to hate regardless, right? And they'll have recruits, they'll have minions, the whole 9 yards. These individuals, hate is contagious. Hate is contagious. I don't, the hate is real. There's no doubt in my mind that these haters are sad, that these haters feel some type of way, some type of lack. There's something that's going on in their lives that are less than savory, and they can't deal with that, or they don't know how to mitigate that. And I'm a person on trying to mitigate situations, right? Where I'm not going to sit down and be docile in my own life and watch things crumble and fall, watch people try to come up against me and me sit there and act like I don't know what to do. I'm going to mitigate these negative circumstances to the best of my ability, right? And whoever's trying to trouble me, they're going to be the ones that feel trouble because their attacks do not work. They're not going to get a rise out of me. They're going to see that I'm not allowing them in my life. They're not going to take up residence in my world, where all they can share is negativity and drama. Man, it's just not my scene. It does not help me grow. It does not help me to be better. And it's not helping them, right? That's the most detrimental part about all of this, that these haters drive themselves crazy. They could be driving themselves to the top. But instead, they drive themselves crazy because they can't stay focused. They're focused on the wrong people, the wrong circumstances, instead of mitigating their own lives' woes, dealing with their situations. They don't want to do it, probably because they're afraid and they feel like it's too cumbersome to, right? But you have to, or else these troubles will always be around you, right? You got to mitigate the situation for sure. Yeah, Angela says, what if they have more than you and still hate on you who has less than them? Oh boy. Yeah, see, Angela, that's the thing. That's what I've noticed. That's a reoccurring theme. And the thing about it too is that you just got to keep doing you in these circumstances. These individuals could have years and years of success built up, their own name, own wealth, everything, respect, credentials, everything. They see you come in, they're thinking you're the rookie, but they see you come in and you shine. You shine, and they cannot deal with that. And so they get threatened by this person who's bright, who may have less to their name, but what's that anyway? What does having less really mean? Materialistically, that's not going to hold any water, but if your mind is big, if you think big, you're already 10 steps ahead of a lot of these individuals who have years and years and years and years on you. A lot of these individuals, they can have a lot of wealth, they can have a lot of money, a lot of power and respect because of these superficial aspects, but nobody really likes them like that, or nobody really rocks with them like that, or people are actually scared of them, which is why they get what they get. Sometimes people instill fear and intimidation and will buy people to like them, will buy people to be around them because they know that's the only way it would work. They don't have a warm spirit. They don't have a pleasant disposition. So all they really can do is try to coax people to be around and to build up that respect through fear and intimidation, right? And you could be coming in smooth, clean, nice, humble. You do your own thing. It could be very different from how these individuals move, but they'll be intimidated that you're coming in, you don't even have a lot, but you have more than they have. And they could feel that. That's why they feel intimidated. And the best thing I could say is keep doing what you're doing, keep building up, keep building yourself up. You deserve to have what you want. You deserve to have what you've worked for. And it could be older heads hating on you. It could be younger folks hating on you. It could be anybody, your family, neighbors, these watchers, these stalkers, right? Anybody can be a hater. And that's what they do. Haters hate. Right. Joseph the Dreamer says haters are mad at their own ugly reflection. It's a reflection of their spirit. The shame, the guilt, and the fraudulent ways that they live. A lot of these individuals are not behaving. They're not. It's clout. It's clout chasing at its worst, at its finest and at its worst, you know? A lot of these haters, they rely on superficial aspects to move them, to speak for them, to coax people to respect them, to love them, to find them irresistible. There's nothing irresistible about being a hater. There's nothing irresistible about being somebody who tries to block other people's blessings. There's nothing attractive about that. What is very attractive is when a person minds their own business and focuses on their own elevation and supports and appreciates seeing another person go up. That's respect. That's beautiful. That's attractive, right? It's not attractive when you go berserk over somebody else's climb. There's nothing, it never will be attractive. It will always make that individual seem deranged and unhinged. These individuals seeing somebody else go up, all they could ever have to say is something negative or something condescending, something rude, something threatening, something angry, something vile. Like these individuals, they don't really have a lot of preppy, optimistic statements to make. They're more of the type to diss you when they hear that you got a job promotion, try to shame you if you've been, you got something you've really been working hard for and you finally get it and they know you've been wanting it and they know you've been working for it. Then the moment that you get it, oh, you got your little thing. It's like when is it ever real? When is it ever true? But I think a lot of these haters low-key are mad that you can do that. You can do what you want to do. You are able to move mountains. You're able to make massive moves. You're a legend in your own right because you've probably been through the mud and you keep getting through your troubles, able to go back on the right path, able to reinvent yourself, able to start over again, whatever it is that you do, able to build, able to love, able to teach, able to be a student, all around well-rounded individual. A lot of people just hate on you because you're just, the jack of all trades type of person. You're able to do anything you want to do, and they know that about you. And perhaps they see themselves as more one-dimensional. They may think that they can't do it like you, or they may think that, there's no special flair or special attribute to them as they clearly see in you, though you're not trying to make it to where you're trying to show that. You're just doing what you do, but they could see there's a flair about it. There's something different about how you are. Right. Cam says the hate be real with, yeah, what they call your accomplishments little. Yeah, little, insignificant. They turn their nose up to it. They'll pretend like they don't see you, they don't hear about it, they never knew about it. These individuals are the biggest spies. They may know more about you than you think they know because that's how extensively they've been watching. Or they may have recruited people to come around you to pretend like they are acting normal or acting natural, but it's really just to get intel. It goes far. The hate goes far. The jealousy can spread. It could be individual. Some of these individuals are very negatively charged. right? Where they have so much negativity, so much jealousy for another person, like they'll literally recruit people to hate on you too, or they'll turn people into haters, and then now everybody's a hater, right? It's kind of like, what? You could be amongst people who you would have never thought ever would have ever hated on you or would have ever tried to sabotage you, and then you turn around and you see this individual trying really really hard to like hurt your feelings, and they switch on you, and you can only recall that you've been good with them, good to them, nice to them, and it's like, why did they switch? Or what's with this cold reception? What did I do? It's because you're going up. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is go up, and you're going to have a lot of haters, a lot of people intimidated, a lot of people up in arms. They can't stand it. They can't stand you. It's like they always have a problem. You could be walking into work. You see people kissing their teeth. Like people are like having an attitude right away. Right away. It's kind of, what did I do? And it sets the atmosphere. It sets the landscape for that entire shift. And that's just an example, where you could just be going into work and already being met with an attitude. These individuals are haters, especially when you didn't do anything to them. There's no beef, there was no brawl. It's just them turning on you, or just them trying to find a reason to not like you, but usually it's because there's something about you that they do actually like. They do fancy you, they fancy attributes about you, but they can't stand that it's you, or they can't stand that you're able to make things happen, you're able to make things work, you're able to do it by yourself, you're independent, you don't need nobody out here. It's a jealousy thing, it's a revolving door, it's a hamster wheel. The toxicity that we don't need, right? We don't need that, we can't have that, it's so limiting, right? So haters are going to hate. Yeah, Rip the Mask Off says these haters get really mad when you are not a part of their flunky group and still winning despite all the obstacles they put in your way. Oh, for sure. Yes. Mean girl stuff, they try to make it seem like, oh, you're missing out on something. But when you really think about it, who really wants to sit and be a part of a table like that? Who wants to be a part of that reservation or that group or that clique or whatever you want to call it? Who really wants to be a part if you know what it's comprised of? If you know it's not your scene? We're not losing out. Notice that they will call you out to come out, and then they'll try to make you feel small at that table. So maybe when you finally decide, I'm not going to partake, every time I come around, it's just disrespect, it's hating energy. I'm not going to participate. These individuals, they sit around and they will hate. They'll dine on your dollar, you'll dine on their dollar, everybody's sharing the bill, it doesn't matter. They will hate on you. They will hate on you because you're simply there shining. And you may not even have said a word yet. You may not have even put your purse down yet. You may have not washed your hands yet and get yourself settled down. And it's like the hate is already there. It was pre-existing, it was already there. Some individuals will suppress the hate just enough so that you don't suspect anything or that you don't feel uncomfortable. But if we're talking about you, you probably are very intuitive and you're very perceptive, and you could probably feel and tell that the energy is off, or that situation is not, that event should not be attended by you. Like you probably see and feel that well in advance, because of who is involved, because of where the location is, or who these individuals are, or what they're about, or maybe, prior instances where they were acting kind of shady, right? Discernment for sure. Yeah, Jay Chosen says the exclusion doesn't hurt us like they want it to. That's the thing about me. Like when I was younger, I used to really be uncomfortable with rejection. Rejection actually made me cry. I was sad. I didn't like to be left out. I didn't like to be ostracized. These days, I let myself out. Like I leave myself out. I choose not to attend. I choose not to be involved. I choose not to go there to participate because I feel as though something isn't right, or that's not my scene, or those are not my folks. I can make that call. I can move how I want to move, right? I can be around who I want to be around, and vice versa, right? So And people will try to make you feel left out by, posting pictures of the event that you didn't want to go to, or trying to show pics, or it's all Instagram stuff, right? This is what they do, right? They try to make you feel bad. You hear about it through the grapevine. You are the only one not there, right? You're the only one that didn't attend, either by choice or on purpose, that you were excluded. All this group does is talk smack, or all this group does is start drama, or gossip, or fabricate stories, lie, steal from each other. All right, they snake each other. Maybe the common denominator here is that they're all jealous of you, or they're all hating on you, right? Who really wants to be a part of a table? Who wants to really wine and dine with individuals of this caliber? It's so uncomfortable if you really think about it. Like, where's the enticement? I don't feel enticed to hang around folks who are low vibrational. People who don't offer me nothing but feeling unsettled when I leave. I don't want to feel unsettled. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I know what I like, what I don't like. I'm not going to go around a hater. If I know you're a hater, I'm not going to go around you. I'm not going to go out of my way, right? Because that's just a waste of time. And I know that, just like love casts a lingering effect, hate can cast a lingering effect. Like, when people have that hate and you're around them too much, it follows you. That negativity follows you, and it's very uncomfortable, right? And once again, these haters are powerful enough sometimes where they can actually recruit haters, or they can recruit people into becoming haters, or to come against you and to snake you and to spite you, to spy on you, to lie, to steal your stuff. A lot of these individuals, they don't like that you have what you have. Like, they don't like the fact that you got your own stuff, or you made your own way. They're very jealous by just the fact that you're able to build. Just the fact you're able to have a lot of beautiful things, and they have to rely on somebody else to give them that experience, or give them that lifestyle, right? I'm the type of person where if I can't do it by myself, or if I can't get something right now, I'll gladly go without. That's fine. You can have the ambition, you can have the dream, you can have the relish and the zest and the feeling that you want something, but you can't have it right now. I'm willing to go without it and work for it, do what I have to do so I can get what I want. Sometimes things aren't instantaneous. You got to be a humble hustler. You got to be willing to work hard, be willing to start over again, be willing to sometimes sacrifice certain aspects, certain things in your life if you really want something, if you're really working hard. And so it's like, people may see like you're literally building yourself up from the ground, from the mud, right? Where it wasn't expected, or it wasn't something that they thought was really going to turn into anything spectacular, but it did. So it can be like that for sure. Yeah, David says gang stalkers is right. Yeah. Dale says flying monkeys. Oh yeah, flying monkeys. Flying monkeys. And you would think we were at a zoo. You would think that we these narcissists and flying monkeys, it is a zoo. It is an attraction, but it's not a good one. There's something malicious, there's something dark about the narcissists and the people that they send out. It's something very strange about somebody thinking that they have all that power. And it's very much self-appointed. It is very much self-appointed, in my opinion. These flying monkeys are just like the narcissists. Sometimes they're even worse, because you may have dodged the narcissist, or dodged that main hater, but they have recruits, or they have minions that they send that do their work. And you may never even see the narcissist anymore, but the flying monkeys still come around, right? And they play both sides, and you can't trust them either. These individuals are not to be trusted. They are agents of the narcissist. They are employed by the narcissist, to sometimes literally paid, like literally, hey, I'll pay for your food if you do this, or I'll pay your car insurance, or I'll pay for something for you, or I'll take care of you if you just do my dirty work, or if you just do what I say that has to do with this guy or this woman. It can actually be like that, where people will actually turn on you for their own benefit, or they'll turn into a hater because that person hates you so much or dislikes you so much, it spreads to them. Now they have an incentive of why they would do this. They feel better to inflict pain or to inflict, to create drama, because the narcissist created the drama, or is the, is the manufacturer of the drama. They're just kind of like purelator. They ship it out. They send the shipments, they send the negativity, they send the hate, where the narcissist cannot, or where they've been barred, right? It can be like that. It could be like, this chair's rickety. Yep. Right. Right. Yeah, India says when someone who hangs around the narc and claims they don't mess with them anymore, don't believe it. Don't believe it. That's just what they want you to believe, right? To make you feel calm, because you probably have your suspicions, right? That something's not right. Why is this person coming at me? The flying monkeys tend to be haters themselves to a certain degree. May not be full blown as their the person that controls them, right? But it starts to ramp up a little bit, right? The narc is able to infiltrate the mind of a flying monkey because their minds are more malleable, a little bit weaker than the narc. The narc is, portrays themselves to be very charming and clever, but they're cunning and calculating as well. And they're able to get into the minds of people who, they debilitate individuals, they control, they play mind games on people that they know are more feeble-minded or have weaker spirits, therefore making them easier to be used as flying monkeys, right? But the flying monkey really has no incentive yet to turn on you or to hate on you unless they feel threatened by the narc themselves, or they're going to be getting helped by the narc in some kind of way. Like, these people will snake you. They will snake you. They will hate on you because the main head honcho is the main hater, is the person who started all of this drama and nonsense. It's just foul, and hate does spread. So we got to spread that love. We have to spread that love. We got to keep the high tides rolling, got to keep good times rolling. Got to stay positive, got to understand that with haters among us, we have to know how to move. Have to know how to deal with these life stressors, because they can stress us out. They can block us. They could cause, impediments. And we don't want that. We want our path to be clear. We want to be able to make clear, concise choices. And we want to know who's in our life and for what reason. Do they offer love and support, or do they offer fighting stances, hateful words, drama? Like, what are they giving us? What are they really supporting us with? What are they helping us with? You know? Yeah, Evelyn says, just because I don't say anything don't mean I don't see you. I'm gonna just let you tell on yourself. 100%. Exactly. And they always do. The haters always reveal who they really are. But sometimes inadvertently, you initiate that. Because when you're around folks and you're doing your own thing, people start tweaking because of, the fact that they're not getting a reaction out of you, or they're not getting what they want out of you. They end, their story cracks, or their facade falls, it dissipates, and who they were portraying themselves to be, you're going to find out that they are a hater. You're going to find out that they are a perpetrator, a flying monkey, whoever they are. You're going to be able to tell that they had some kind of part in trying to cause drama in your life, or trying to cause a disruption in your life, a disturbance of some kind in your life. Right, right. Exactly. Holly, thank you for being here. Thank you for the good vibes. David says it means we're doing something right. Yep, exactly. Keep vibrating high, everybody. Haters are going to hate. Haters are going to hate. They're going to continue to perpetrate hateful acts, lurking ways, stalking ways, lying ways, user ways. Haters can be users as well. They'll hate you, but they need you around to help them, or they need you around to fund their life. Or, when it's convenient for them, they'll pretend to be your friend or your favorite cousin. I know how these things go, you know. Eventually, you're just going to want to stay out the way and stay out the mess because this mess is not your scene, or this, these negative instances that are taking place in your life is not helping you to elevate. It's keeping you distracted. The haters tend to be, major distractions because they're not of the light, or they're not showing themselves to be. They may have good parts about them, good attributes that they don't show or they don't share because maybe something fell apart in their lives that they're not able to adequately deal with. So they turn to be a hater, or they could be around a lot of negative people who make them into haters, which then now they look for a target, or they look for somebody to get at, right? So stay out of the haters' way. Easier said than done, because a lot of times they find us. They come looking for us. They come finding us. They come trying to, start problems. They'll have so many problems. It's like, how this is a non-issue. People, they will manufacture issues that it's just, there's no substance there. There's no reason why they would come at us with these happenings. It all seems staged and rehearsed. It all seems, purposely done to disrupt. That's what a lot of them will do. They will actually ramp up that hate in your life just to disrupt you, just to take you off course, and to disrupt your week, and to make you feel flustered and hazy. Don't give them that. Don't give them a place in your life when you feel like they're like that, or when they've been showing you signs that they have these tendencies. Be wary for sure. Yep. Thank you guys so much for the positive vibes. I'm going to sign off, guys, for now, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I want to say thank you, guys. Thank you, Cam, for the generous donation there. Thank you so much for that. Thank you guys all for watching, for liking, for commenting. Hopefully in the future, we'll be able to do more Q&A sessions as well. Back and forth, let's talk. But I really appreciate all of you guys who had questions tonight and comments. I really, really, really always love to talk to you guys, to really, communicate, and to, just to, how do I explain? To build connections. I've always been the type of person that really liked building connections with people of all. I'm not just for one type of person, like I'm for all people. I enjoy the company of all type. I grew up, I'm from Toronto. All right. This is a major city in Canada. I'm from Toronto, born and raised in Toronto, and all I know are people from different walks of life. And I've just grown to love and appreciate that because it elevates me. It elevates me to be around and be amongst people who are different than myself. And so I appreciate making connections. That's how I feel like I'm just continuing that love on YouTube, because I know you guys are from all over the world and from different states, different countries, and it's very elevating to me to be here and to have an audience and to have a place on here. So I appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys for elevating the mindset elevator to where it's at. I'm very, 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 very happy, very thankful. Thank you guys for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bunny, thank you so much for that. That was really kind of you. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Willow says, yes, I'm from New Orleans. Nice. Nice. I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys. Thank you guys so, so much for rocking with the Mindset Elevator. And I hope you guys close out 2024 in the best way that you possibly can, okay? and stay elevated and stay away from these haters as much as you possibly can. Like I said, with each passing year, they're not going to go away. They're going to stick around, but it's up to us to mitigate that to the best of our ability so that they don't actually cause any type of damage. They don't really have the opportunity to inflict drama or to cause pain on us, right? We do the best that we can. We do the best that we can, everybody. Thank you guys so much. We'll stay connected on on the community posts, and I'm on Facebook, guys. I am on Facebook. I post some things on there. I'm on there every day almost, so check me out on Facebook if you guys are open to that. And until then, I'll see you guys soon. All right, take care. Take care, everybody. Thank you for the positive vibes, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye.